So good morning. We are here to talk about Cal Fire as a whole, right? So not just firefighters, but anything else you can think of. We need lawyers, we need cooks, we need mechanics, we need analysts, we need graphic designers, we need videographers. So anything you can think of at another Fortune 500 company, we have. And you can work statewide from San Diego all the way up to Humboldt. So there's different avenues. So just because if you don't want to be a firefighter or a pilot, it's okay. We have other options for you. Environmental scientists, journalism. So just keep in mind, keep your open mind, and we can talk a little bit about each of those individual goals that we have at the very end. I am a fire prevention specialist too in Sacramento. I originally came from the floor. Last assignment was on Helitack, so I was in Chino Hills on a helicopter. Came up here to do public education, information, and media. Excited to be here. Excited to be working with Kim, and we'll talk about recruiting.
So my name's Kim. I am with our talent acquisition and outreach unit in Sacramento. I've been with the department for about 8 years. I was at a unit in Northern California, far north in Shasta. And I've been with recruitment now for a year. So I will, let's see. Okay, so I'm sure if you live in California, you've heard Cal Fire, you've heard reference to Cal Fire. We are the state's fire department. So we are all over the state of California, from the Oregon border all the way down to the California-Mexico border. So we are all risk. So not just fire, natural disasters, floods, snowstorms, literally everything that any emergency, medical calls, any emergency, we respond in our areas. So as far as state departments go, we are pretty substantial when we are fully staffed. We have over 12,000 employees, which is pretty huge for a state, for a government agency. There's 21 units throughout the entire state, most of them made up of counties, multiple counties. So the state's broken up into, so there's the Sacramento area, and then there's the northern region and the southern region, but collectively all together make Cal Fire. So there's lots of benefits that come with working for the state. So healthcare, retirement, dental, vision, those all come as a benefit of your employment with Cal Fire. So paid holidays, vacations. Another thing that's really unique to our department that isn't not true of other paid departments or city departments or whatnot, is that our training, the training that you get for your job, we pay to train you. We pay to put you through the trainings that you need to work for us. A lot of other departments, you're responsible for your own trainings, for getting those things done. With us, we provide that training for you to do your job. So again, kind of touched on this as far as the different role that we play in the state, being all risk, wildfire, accidents, medical calls, resource management, all the things, swift water rescue. Somebody gets lost in a river, somebody like falls into a river, we come rescue them. So literally everything, any emergency, that is what we do. So different programs within Cal Fire. Like Eddie said, when people think of Cal Fire, they generally think of fire, that we're all firefighters. I am not a firefighter. I have never been a firefighter. But thankfully, there's a role for everyone. So our resource management is the forestry side of the Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. So they work with loggers in the state of California, doing timber harvest plans, making sure that they're following California guidelines as far as good practices. They are maintaining our demonstration forests. They also do, let's see, what else do foresters do?
So, like in LA County Fire, that the Eaton and the Palisades, they're gonna go in and they're going to try to replant natural species. They're gonna go and check the soil levels. So anything you can think of with agriculture or reforestation, they will collect cones. So depending on the season, we may not have enough trees for certain areas. So they're gonna go collect cones. They climb the tree, collect the cones, and they do the sorting. And then we have a state seed bank in Davis. So we have millions of seeds in that seed bank. The temperature is 0 degrees, and they maintain all of it.
So, yeah, so there's that, if the fire side of things doesn't interest you. Another program that might be more in line with what you guys do here is our Office of State Fire Marshal. They are responsible for, they come in and make sure that buildings are up to code, that they also do, there are arson and bomb task force is part of the Office of the State Fire Marshal. They do
Pipeline safety.
Yeah, pipeline safety.
We have law enforcement, we have police dogs, we have code enforcement, so anything, schools, houses, buildings, all those codes, fabrics, so what you're wearing right now has a flame resistance level, right? So State Fire Marshal is responsible for keeping people safe in California. They're all different couches, mattresses, any type of new material that comes into play. So it's very vast. If you like regulations, if you like rules, statutes, one of those things.
So so this is, don't expect you to be able to read all that, but it's just a visual of, these are all the different positions, the different classifications that are available within CAL FIRE. So literally something for everyone, whatever interests you, there is a place where you'd be able to come in and be a part of the department. The fire.ca.gov/careers, that's our website to go and see what jobs we have posted with us right now. You can also go to Cal Careers, which is the state platform for all state hiring, all state jobs through California all the hiring is done through Cal Careers. So all of our job postings, all the exams, that will be on that website. So this is a couple different entry level jobs, these next couple slides. So this one is for our firefighter 1. The only requirement for our firefighter 1 position is that you're 18 years old. So you technically don't need to have any trainings. You don't have to go to an academy first. If you do, we have academies throughout the state of California that are accredited through our state fire marshal's office through the state fire training. And those will get you all the trainings that you need to be fully qualified to be on an engine. If you don't have those trainings, then you would start out on a hand crew, which kind of mirrors like a Forest Service, like a hotshot crew or the CDCR crews, where there's more, they don't do emergency or medical calls because they don't have they don't do structure fires either, because they don't have those specialized trainings that come with the academies. But it isn't a hindrance. You can still apply. You can still, there's there's other classes you can take, other online classes, FEMA classes, or NWCG courses that you can take to build up your application that will improve your chances of getting a job. But again, not necessary. So the hiring is done through November through mid-October, and in that time there's 4 different application review periods. So so when you graduate in June, in theory, if you wanted to, you could apply after you graduate. So as long as you're 18. So
your takeaways, 9-month seasons, right? So you work 9 months, you're off for 3. And you can make up to about $90,000 in that 9-month span. If you just want a 9-month year, go travel the world for 3 months and come back. That's definitely an option, right? Is anyone interested in being a firefighter here? Does anybody have a desire? No? All right. That's it. Not yet. Okay. So yeah, you have the engine, you have on the camp, or you go on a helicopter. Is anyone like surfing in here? Rock climbing? Any of that? No. So we have those specialized areas. So just in general, you can just shout it out. What do you guys want to do when you grow up? Like, what is your guys' career goal? Electrician, we got those. I love it. High demand. CP, very good career. You can be a pilot. Just saying, love it. Anyone else? What? Criminology? Sweet. Yeah, we have law enforcement as well. We have arson investigation. Really cool. Anyone else? We have archaeologists. The Indiana Jones data. What else? Anybody else? No? Social media influencer? No. Art. What do you got? Forensics. Forensics? That's sweet. Especially with the technology right now. Cool. Forensics.
So another position that we have is our forestry aid. You do need 15 units of forestry related classes that you could get at a junior college. And this is one of our entry-level positions, but it is the first in the series of our forester career path. So a lot of the time, the forestry aides are defensible space inspectors. So what they'll do, they'll go to people's homes and do inspections of their houses and advise them on defensible space. So the 0 to 5 zone, let them know what kind of building materials they need to use or to upgrade on their homes as far as vents and soffits and all the different materials that they need to use to be compliant with the ordinances that we set forth. But that's a really great entry-level position to, and with a lot of these positions, say like with the forestry aid, separate from those 15 units, you don't need a degree. You don't need so you don't have to eventually go to college. You can follow that track. And after doing so many years in each step, you can promote. And several of our positions have that where the experience, there's an experience versus college transfer there to where you don't have to have the college. So so then this is our website. This is our career page right now. So this is the fire.ca.gov, and then go to the join us on the bar right there, and it'll take you to our website that will give you kind of information about the different careers, the different programs within the department, and give you a little more insight into what the minimum qualifications are. And so this is our social media. We're on X, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and that is our email address and our hotline number. So if you have any questions that you want to ask after we leave, then you can send us an email. I have cards too, I have business cards that I'll leave with your teacher if you have any questions after, as far as something comes to you later. And it has our QR code on it with our link tree. So it has all of the links to our social media, all of our brochures, our contact information. So that said, burn through that really quick. Let's do questions.
Is there anything on the sheet that you need to fill out that we didn't hit on? I know openings. We'll do
Say
what?
it again.
It says the speaker will describe real life firefighting situation.
Okay. Yeah, we do. So the way, I'll just tell you what the 911 system does, right? So has anyone ever had to dial 911? Yeah. So you usually get to the police dispatch, right? CHP or your local sheriff. You give them the information, they'll send you to fire and EMS if it's fire and EMS related. So for us, we'll get the call. Once we get the call, they'll dispatch the appropriate resources, right? So for us, we have engines, dozers, fire or aircraft, and we'll go to that fire. So when we are at the station, right, we just live there. We live there 24/7 for 3 days. So so this is how the day goes. You get into your station around 7 a.m. You check out the engine, right? You want to make sure all the tools work, the batteries are charged, all the hoses on there. You don't want to be missing anything. It'd be like you leaving for school and forgetting a book, a pencil. But if we forget a tool, we might need it, then someone might not make it, or they might be worse off. So we always have to make sure everything's on that. We get that call, right? So we're cooking, cleaning, we're training, anything you would think of in your normal day. That's what we're doing. Even now, I love my naps. And we'll get that call. We'll change real fast. We'll go to that fire. So when we arrive on scene of that fire, depending on what it is, it could be a car, a house, or a wildland fire. We'll give a size up saying, this is how big this thing is. This is if we need more resources or cancel resources. It's only, dad pots, the barbecue fire, not a big deal. So we get on scene, and that's what we do. We just take care of business of what we have there. As you saw in LA, we had people from Texas, Oregon, Canada, different areas, maybe Canada, different areas. But what we're doing is managing that fire. When it comes to the vegetation fires, you're on there 20, 40, 60 days. So, did anyone remember the park fire last year? That was about 40 days. LA, about 28 days. Now they're dealing with cleanup, right? So if anyone's into hazardous materials, right? All those homes had batteries in all the phones, all of your electronics, all of the scooters, e-bikes, Teslas, side by side, all that stuff, right? So that's how that goes. Usually you're on the fire line for 24 hours, so you'll get there, you'll eat, you'll go put fire out, and then you spend the night there, make sure the fire doesn't get out of control, and then you get off shift. So for us, we do 24 on, 24 off on fires. So we'll be working for 24 hours, get off the fire line, go to a hotel, sleep, shower, eat, and then go back the next day. So Monday you're on the fire, Tuesday you're off, Wednesday you're on, but you're getting paid the whole time. So you're getting paid from as soon as you step on that engine on the first day of your shift until you come home. That last day of your shift. So you're just working 24/7. So it's not 10-hour shift, 8-hour shift, 16-hour shift. You're on for the fire attack, 24-hour shift. So that adds up, right? So even the bottom step firefighter one, that could be $500 a day on overtime, and then you multiply that by 16 days in a pay period, plus your salary. You're just working 24 hours, but it goes by fast, right? When you're working 24 hours one period and you're off for one full day, then you go back on. It's doable. Helicopter wise, if you guys like aviation, it's a good way to get on a copter. We do hoist rescues, we do large animal rescues, especially up in Northern California. I didn't have to do that, but up here, cows, horses, get out and you have to go rescue them from different areas. Does anyone like to cook? We have cooks starting out here shortly. For all of our all of our camps that have 40, 50, 60 people a day, they're cooking 3 meals a day for those folks. So, something else doesn't excite you, that's another option. We have lawyers. What I do, I talk to the media. So my fun job for the summer is when CNN, NBC, ABC, worldwide news, whoever wants to go to that fire, I'll take them out. we'll go to the fire line to get all that really cool footage you see on the news. Fire coming over, firefighters putting fire out, so I'll take them out there, making sure they're safe, keeping accountability to them, and then I bring it back. So that's what I do. Interviews, different things like that. It's pretty cool. If you like being on the news or like talking to the media. Trying to think of what
I
else.
have a question, why the 24 hours? 24 hours.
So 24 hours for us is the easiest way, because when you look at a 16-hour or 12-hour shift, by the time you leave base camp, you get to the fire, you have a briefing, you stop talking about what happened the day before, you're only really getting 8 hours of work, right? So we try and make it last. So that's really what we do. Some other agencies don't. Some other agencies will do 12-hour shifts. So they'll work the day shift, they go to the hotel for the night shift, they come back to the day shift. If you do that though, when you leave, let's just say you're working 6 to 6 or 7 to 7. By the time you get off the fire line, you go eat dinner, you go back to your hotel and you shower. If you're going to bed at midnight, 1 in the morning, you gotta be back at base camp at 5. So that's what we like to do. And I don't know where it started from, but it just works out really well.
And they do rest, so it's not a 24-hour continuous period where it's like you're putting in a fire line and there's like you're going for 24 hours. So they do take rests in between that. So out on the fire line, and a lot of the time the distance between the fire camp and the actual fire can be a bit of a distance of it. So yeah, especially when they're coming back and coming to base camp, getting all their needs met, it can, by the time they're done with that, it can burn up 24 hours pretty quick.
You have to reload your hose, make sure your tools are sharpened, all that fun stuff. Any questions on the sheet so we can get that finished, graded, full credit? Yep, so on overtime, it's hourly, but when you're on an assignment, you're held on duty, so you don't get to go home. So on a fire, when you leave the station on that engine, you don't come home until you're back on that engine, or if you have vacation. So it's hourly, but it's 24 hours a day.
So even if you're there, if you're assigned to that fire, that 24 hours, the down 24 hours, you're still getting paid. You're not off the clock because you are assigned to that fire. You're essentially on the clock still, even if you're not out working right then, you can't leave. So you're still getting paid even on your downtime.
There's one question that we have at the very end, where you guys maybe pose a scenario, emergency in a small group, create a step-by-step emergency response. Eddie or Kim, can you pose a potential emergency situation that they in small groups at the table?
Go for it.
Did everybody live here in Texas? Okay. You can do something simple for this. You guys should know what to do. So the school catches on fire. One of the buildings catch on fire. Which building here would be most likely to catch on fire? That one next to us?
That's
Like,
great. No.
right. So in small groups, what? 4, 8, 12, we have 16. So 4 groups of 4. We'll just say that building next door caught on fire. What if you were the admin staff? How would you get all the students out, get the fire department in, and handle errands? Really, we're thinking about what all that encompasses. Is that what you're asking?
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
And the 4 groups of 4, this could be a group of 4, 4, 4 right here, and 4 in the corner. We'll give you guys 5 minutes. I'm gonna stop the recording and then we can hear later. Thank you, Eddie.